I'm starting. Yes, sir. Please continue. Sorry for interruption.
Okay, so as we were discussing, about this, so another point is that it allows us to appreciate different point of views. Throughout history, there have been different point of views regarding different things. It is always good to know about different ideas, different point of views, different perceptions. Take an example. Uh, Different versions of Mahabharata, Ramayana throughout India. There are certain regions of India where you would find Ramayana even completely changing on Mahabharata have different characters. Central theme is same, but changes. When we learn history, it gives us a very it gives us some interesting points that the way people look at things is not same in North India. It is completely different from the way people look at things from South India or East India or West India. So it obviously provides us with different point of view, different ideas. uh, जो कलर मुझे अच्छा लगता है मे बी मोनिला मैम को नहीं अच्छा लगेगा, मे बी राशि मैम को अच्छा लगेगा, मे बी रीमा मैम को नहीं अच्छा लगेगा, मे बी महाभारता का फेवरेट कैरेक्टर आस्था मैम का कोई होगा तो सोनाली मैम का कोई होगा, मेरा कोई होगा. सो थिंग्स लाइक दिस. And when we ask them ki bhai why this person you like the most in uh, 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 that, maybe you will come up, obviously you would be coming up with different reasons for it. So that is the beauty of it. Everybody has different point of view, different ideas, and it is always good to learn from the others. This is what we call as open minded society. Um Learn from our mistakes from the past, or how the problems were solved. You as a teacher have taught your students. I have also taught class 10th. What one thing which I enjoyed the most was teaching, working. I think the name of the chapter was uh, um, I don't know if somebody can correct me, working life and leisure, something like that. I don't remember. काफी time हो गया class 10th का.
So work, life, and leisure.
Work,
And leisure. Thank you,
work
Rashi.
life and leisure.
Yeah, thank you, राशि मैम एंड कुसुम मैम. वर्क लाइफ एंड लेजर बहुत बढ़िया चैप्टर था, बहुत मजा आता था उस चैप्टर को पढ़ाने में. रीजन वाज दैट वी I liked teaching that chapter because I could relate that chapter with the present day problems of Delhi, which Delhi face. Problem of pollution, overcrowdedness, infrastructure crumbling, and telling students that you see this is how uh, British people managed things at that time and was successful. This is how they were successful. These are the things which they did, and then compare it with what we are doing right now and where we have gone wrong as a society, where our politicians or administrators have gone wrong, where as a nation we have gone wrong. So, a very relevant chapter where we can compare certain parts of history, and that is a classic example of learning from past mistakes and problems, and then how people have come up with a solution, and can we emulate all those solutions in present day Delhi or India or wherever. So, a very apt example from history or teaching history. History can be very inspirational, uh, giving examples of leaders like Mahatma Gandhi, uh, Chandrasekhar Azad, Subhash Chandra Bose, Martin Luther, Washington, uh, Winston Churchill, from their speeches, Alexander the Great, Ashoka, Akbar. There are some greats from history. The Rani Lakshmi Bai. I feel that I was reading somewhere, and I feel that women leaders from India, especially. Uh, our students don't know anything about them, and I think there is a need for students to learn about Rani Lakshmi Bai or Noor Jahan, or Razia Sultana, or various other, or probably some women revolutionaries. There are Preet Lata Dar, or or Kamla Devi Chattopadhyay, and there are many more. ये तो सिर्फ मैंने आपको कुछ एग्जांपल्स दिए. There are a lot of women inspirational leaders from India. Bikaji Kama. So उनको पढ़ाया ही नहीं जाता. They don't figure in our history textbooks. The only one figure I admire him the most, I respect him the most. The only one figure which figures in class 10th and 12th is Mahatma Gandhi. I have nothing against him. Obviously, he's my hero. He's an inspirational personality. He's great. But there were many more. And history can be very inspirational. And imagine, we don't even teach our students about Northeast of India as if it is not part of India, right? Or how much of history of Gujarat or Goa or Kerala is being taught in the class. States like Odisha are completely missed. So there is a need for teaching our students regional history. There, some history can be, as I said, very very inspirational. And like for instance, Ahom dynasty was very inspirational in the sense that a dynasty from Assam, a small dynasty from Assam, ruled for a very long time period and took on the might of Mughal Empire. But where does it figure? Maybe somewhere in a small place in class 7 textbook, but where it is in class 12? Why we aren't teaching about them? Nowhere. Students don't even know about Ahoms. So where is the inspiration? Inspirational leaders like Shivaji, complete miss, nowhere to be seen, right? So and ये तो मैं इंडिया के inspirational leaders की बात कर रहा हूँ. There are so many inspirational leaders from foreign countries. If you want to teach your students about human rights, about human rights, you can talk about Nelson Mandela. You can talk about Martin Luther. There are so many other leaders, which can be very inspirational. Abraham Lincoln. So the whole Civil War was all about problem of slavery. So again, history can be very very inspirational. I think we have discussed this a lot of times, so I will be going very quickly on this. Last time also we discussed this example that like for instance, we are facing the problem of and हमने तो ये काफी बार students have discussed भी कर लिया है in class 11th and 12th that that social distancing, quarantine is not a new phenomena. जो अब COVID-19 की वजह से हम फेस कर रहे हैं, it is a medieval phenomena. 7 days, 14 days mandatory होता था quarantine. 14th century में plague फैलता था यूरोप में, and these are the things which used to happen in Europe in 14th century. So these are the things which are being repeated, and people are not learning from it. Like for instance, we show them the photographs of Spanish flu. In fact, ये वाला particular part तो हमने like Kusum ma'am was saying कि students को भी देखना चाहिए, but we have actually not shown to the students. Students को तो ये show किया ही है, but their parents also in orientation or to the class 11 that if you have if your wards have taken history, it's worth it. So we've shown them this presentation to them also, that see what used to happen in Spanish flu, and all these things are repeated in today's theaters are closed, people are wearing masks, there are advertisements in newspapers of Lifebuoy soap, that wash your hands properly. जो 100 साल पहले हुआ था, again things are being repeated, same things are happening, identical things are happening. At that time also the medical infrastructure failed. Today also infrastructure is failing or has failed completely. So have we learned anything from the past? No, we haven't. We haven't learned anything from the past. You can see all these photographs you can see of people lying in a big halls, no medical facility for them, very few doctors. So आज भी यही हो रहा है, इटली में ही हुआ था. Second wave में India has been criticized, the government has been criticized, caught napping, and unfairly or fairly, whatever is your view is about the government of India, or the political party ruling or opposition or whatever. I don't want to go into that. But India was criticized heavily for a second wave, that medical facilities completely failed. But what about first phase, where same thing happened in USA and Italy? They got a sweeter deal from the media than in comparison to India. But if you look at all these photographs, the Western societies have not learned anything. Forget about India. They themselves have not learned anything from the past. So they're आज कहते हैं कि there were too many people who required the medical attention. At that time also, you can see they required medical attention, and same thing was happening there. You can see ads from newspaper. Horlicks ka ad you can see. Influenza hai to Horlicks milk mein dal ke piyo, and it is good for you. 100 years old ad. Cough syrup, cough ki medicine, Spanish flu ka doctors ordered, kya karna hai, sab everything there in the newspaper. Now you can see this is from the present day, what is happening today. Same thing, you can relate what you have seen in the black and white photographs. Same thing is happening today. So it is very important that students know about history, parents know about history, society knows about history, that this is not something which is a new phenomena. This has happened in the past. This is how it has happened. Things might be different, that this is a manufactured virus. We don't know. There are theories, different theories. उस वक्त manufactured था कि नहीं था, this is manufactured or not, God knows. जब तक evidence नहीं मिल जाता. Another very important thing is history is a science or humanities. Well, according to me, it's both. Primarily, as a history teacher, we should use a scientific method to teach our students, as well as to make it narrative way of teaching, so that and there are certain ways of teaching history which are very much part of humanities and arts. So it is not a complete that makes it a humanities subject. But as far as the factual part is concerned, it is more scientific in its nature, because the facts, for instance, क्या हम students को human evolution जो है किस तरीके से पढ़ाएंगे? I mean, if anybody can take up this question, since I said that we'll try to make this as an interactive two-way communication workshop. So let's see who amongst you can tell or can share your point of view. How would we be teaching our students human evolution, for instance? Can we teach our students human evolution through only ethnographic examples, which is a part of humanities and science, or completely science, like anyone, any one of you who would like to tell? No volunteers? Chaliye, then let's move on. History, as I said, science.
Yes,
and
sir. I
Yes,
think,
Rashi.
yes, sir. I'm Rashi here. So I
Yes,
think, sir, history, especially human evolution, we cannot teach without the intervention of science, first of all, because whatever the excavational work, the archaeological work, obviously that has been, the instruments, the science has been involved, and especially dating, how to actually see the age. So there also, science is involved. So without just, if we talk about we study human evolution without science, or without any other subject, by the way, it's just not possible. And I believe, yes, through ethnography, yes, we cannot validate as it is. We have seen in our books also, and otherwise, it is so difficult to actually, compare and contrast the present day time, tribes, and of course the yester ones, the early man time. So it is very difficult. It's very hard actually to define. So science definitely intervenes. It comes in, and that is how we are able to study so many aspects, so many facets of history. I believe that is my answer.
yes, ma'am. It's perfectly correct. And I also believe in that. That that there is certain obviously there are in teaching human evolution we have to talk about fossils and DNA and tools and all and various other
Yes, sir. Even anthropology, by the way, botany, anthropology, so many things. It's a part of, it's a branch of science only.
absolutely correct. So that's what I was talking about. This is just one example. There are many examples.
One thing I want to add to it.
Yes,
Yes, Rashi ma'am, you are right that we need actually one science teacher also to teach this lesson, because what we are doing is we are transmitting the knowledge which we have received from the archaeologists as well as the scientists, right? But if I feel that if one science person is also there when we are teaching, it would be better, because we are explaining the carbon dating process. We are also explaining the the origin of species. We the book which was written, and that, I mean, but still once I was doing the research of the topic before teaching, I found there are so many PowerPoint presentations which are available with the biology department, and there is so much to it, but I could not understand. So honestly, I thought that I should only restrict myself to what has been transmitted by these archaeologists and all that. But I feel that it is required that for this very topic there should be a science person to give detailed view, to give a broad view of the fossils. Recently we read in the newspaper about the the new species which have we have which have been found in Israel, right? So it was there. So I showed the picture also to the students.
Yes,
But
ma'am.
nitty gritties of the things, I think we are not. I am not able. At least I can talk about me, because I feel that I am only restricting myself to the chapter, or to a little bit more research on that, on the basis of the ethnographic data, or comparing with the present day hunter gatherer societies, or which were earlier, but science people could handle better. What do you say, sir?
yes. So and as far as humanities part is concerned, to give you one example, past human activities are being recorded. Uh, there are there are histories which have been written. So if we have to narrate all that in a sequence manner, जैसे मैंने आपको बताया था, in a different way of teaching humanities and art, obviously that becomes part of humanities. So it's a ours is a very interesting subject, which is both science and humanities, and that's the more fun part of it. And yes, there are challenges, because lightly pointed out by Kusum, that we are not the science teachers, but then a science teacher can be there. But like for instance, when I started teaching class 11th and I was teaching this chapter, I sat with my bio teacher of class 12th and tried to understand sequencing, DNA sequencing, tried to understand Charles Darwin's theory. Because as a student of history, I studied about Charles Darwin, but not in detail. I mean, human evolution is a subject which we study in BA honors history first year. But at that time, it's a very long period of time, and उसके बाद कभी ना पढ़ा ना कभी पढ़ाया. So obviously it's good for teachers to brush up things and learn more about it, so that we can also impart further knowledge to the students. As I said, there are always two sides to a coin. Social science helps us in making both understand things and make choices, and science teaches us about technology, and social science teaches us about impact of that technology. So अगर न्यूक्लियर रिएक्टर जो किस तरीके से काम करता है वो एक फिजिक्स का टीचर आपको पढ़ा सकता है, बट जो चेर्नोबिल में हुआ उसकी हिस्ट्री जो है वो कुसुम मैम बताएंगी टू हर MUN स्टूडेंट्स कि चेर्नोबिल में क्या हुआ एंड उसका इम्पैक्ट क्या हुआ, वो सब जो है एक हिस्ट्री टीचर ही बता सकता है. सो दीज आर द टू थिंग्स. If I hope I am making sense here by giving an example of a nuclear reactor. The way it works can be taught by physics teacher, but what was the impact of a nuclear reactor disaster at Chernobyl can be explained by a social science teacher or a history teacher or a teacher of international relations. Component of history, facts and interpretation of facts. अब यहाँ पे मैंने जो कुछ एग्जांपल्स आपको दूंगा ये मैंने आपको पहले भी दिए हुए हैं. There are certain facts from history and how we interpret them. Fact. This particular slide is actually contains certain facts about Mahabharata. Big tussle between the right wing and the left wing historians, the right wing and left wing historians in India. I told you in the beginning of this workshop that it completely depends from which ideology you come from, and this is something which is plaguing history and teaching of history in India and all over the world, where everybody tries to interpret certain facts in their own way. For instance, facts. We will be only discussing on facts here, nothing else. Fact. All the places which are mentioned on this map, kingdoms which have been mentioned on this map, ये कौन सा मैप है? ये महाजनपदास एंड जनपदास का मैप है 500 BCE का. Nobody can question this. I think Monila ma'am would agree with me here and Kusum ma'am would agree with me here that on this map whatever महाजनपदास और जनपदास जो mentioned है 500 BCE के, they are all mentioned in Mahabharata, and this is the fact. ये तो फैक्ट है, ये मैं कोई अपने आप से नहीं बना रहा. आई एम नॉट कुकिंग अप. इफ यू हैव स्टडीड महाभारत, इफ यू हैव सीन महाभारत, and if you have taught about Janpadas and Mahajanpadas, they all figure in. I hope I am right, Monila ma'am.
Yes, you are, sir.
So it's a fact, right? अब जो लोग कहते हैं, जो लेफ्ट विंग हिस्टोरियन कहते हैं कि महाभारत इज ए फिक्शन, कुक्ड अप स्टोरी है, अच्छी स्टोरी है, अच्छी पोएम है, तो फिर ये क्या है, राइट? वन फैक्ट. एंड मैं एक की साइड नहीं ले रहा यहाँ पे. अभी आपको लग रहा होगा कि मैं एक की साइड ले रहा हूं, मैं सबकी साइड लूंगा विद फैक्ट्स. And it's just a beginning, so don't take me wrong. Fact, another fact. Mahabharata, when initially composed, was recited by bards to encourage and to invoke valor and remind the warriors of achievement of the past. This is also a fact. उस वक्त महाभारता का पार्ट गीता नहीं थी. Gita was not part of Mahabharata. Now this I am on the I am on the side of leftist historians with the fact कि Mahabharata was initially composed and recited by the bards to encourage and invoke valor. Gita was not part of it. Gita is later on added to Mahabharata. From 10,000 verses, it reached to 1 lakh verses. 90,000 verses added to it. ये भी एक fact है. Then another very important fact, इसको तो कोई deny ही नहीं कर सकता, क्योंकि it's a science. जैसे अभी राशि मैम ने ये बोला कि ये तो साइंस है, archaeology and anthropology, this is all science. So there are archaeological evidences from digs of at Hastinapur by B.B. Lal. It figures in a book written by a leftist historian. उसमें B.B. Lal का reference है. So he is been you know, उस पे stamp लगा दी गई है, even from left and right both, that B.B. Lal ने हस्तिनापुर पे excavation किया, और उस excavation में there is a solid evidence that the flood which occurred at Hastinapur actually happened, which is mentioned in Mahabharata. It's a solid archaeological evidence which cannot be denied by anybody. Then there are recent archaeological digs at Purana Killa. पहले historians बोलते थे that, see, Purana Killa में maximum which we are finding is from the time period of Ashoka, nothing beyond him. Mauryan dynasty तक का हमारे को जो pottery है वो मिल रहा है, उसके beyond नहीं मिल रहा. So Purana Killa cannot be a site of Mahabharata. But recent excavations, the potteries which are being cropping up are from the time period of Mahabharata. So मैं नहीं बोल रहा, archaeological evidence बोल रहे हैं. But to take the side of again leftist historians, I told you I will be unbiased. So another very important aspect of Mahabharata, can we as a right thinking sane people accept the fact that there are certain magical things which are mentioned in Mahabharata? No, we can't. Dying on beds, alive or whatever. So facts are facts. You have to teach facts. There are facts which prove that Mahabharata का archaeological evidence है. There are facts which also proves that certain things which are mentioned in Mahabharata are not correct. And Ramayan के तो आज तक कोई archaeological evidence मिला ही नहीं है, other than the Adam's Bridge, which is again a very controversial thing. So up now, if anybody wants to say anything on this, you're most welcome. Then otherwise we will move on to some other facts.
Sir, I want to say something.
Yes.
When we say that Gita has nothing to do with Mahabharata, so I would like to say that Gita is a kind of evidence that it is not a fiction. War did take place.
No, I'm not saying that. I did not say that Gita is not part of Mahabharata. I said Gita was later on added to the Mahabharata. It's not me saying it's
yeah. Yes. Yeah. This is what I just wanted to say, because we have when people say that it is a fiction, of course, there are certain facts which are given in Mahabharata. They have been, can be a part of fiction or something like that, or just highlighted certain things. But Gita itself because some people say that there is no evidence that there was a war at Kurukshetra between the Kauravas and the Pandavas. But what I have read is that Gita itself is an evidence of the war which took place, because it is in that field only that he gave the discourse. Lord Krishna gave the discourse of Gita.
Yeah, so I actually, when I meant that Gita was not originally part of Mahabharata, that's a fact that it started with 10,000 verses. When it ended up at 1 lakh verses, obviously things were added to it, and one thing which was added to it was Gita, when actually the cult of Krishna and cult of Vishnu or Puranic cult was becoming very important in North India. So that it's at that time that this was added, but added in such a way that it looked a very basic ingredient part of Mahabharata. Like
yes, sure, sir. Yeah.
So And obviously V.S. Suktankar का जो वर्क है उससे हमको खुद ही पता, I mean V.S. Suktankar is a legendary person and उनके जो काम है उसी से पता चलता है that he collected different versions of Mahabharata from different regions and he came across different versions of it. So obviously it's great Sanskrit scholar V.S. Suktankar himself point out to this. Another fact. One of the most popular founding president of United States of America, George Washington, had 123 slaves. Imagine a president of America having slaves today. But George Washington had. So fact or uska interpretation. For instance, Shefali ma'am is teaching George Washington to her class. And she says that George Washington was evil, 123 slaves the unke paas, such a bad human being. How can he own slaves and this and that? Can Shefali ma'am be termed as biased? No, not at all. She is interpreting certain facts, which are facts. It's actually not wrong. Now, अब आप उस fact को किस तरीके से interpret करते हो, that's up to you. You can also say that, upon the death of George Washington, उनकी जो wife थी माता Washington, उन्होंने slaves को, when जॉर्ज वॉशिंगटन ने मार्था वॉशिंगटन को की डेथ के टाइम पे वो छोड़ दिए थे, उनकी विश थी कि स्लेव्स को छोड़ दिया जाए. तो क्या वो उनका दिल पिघल गया, क्या वो अच्छे हो गए, क्या वो बुरे हो गए? इट्स टोटली अप टू यू टू इंटरप्रेट. फैक्ट, विंस्टन चर्चिल वाज अ ड्रंकर्ड प्राइम मिनिस्टर. सुबह उठते ही विस्की लेते थे, दोपहर में विस्की पीते थे ऑफिस में, रात को सोते समय विस्की पीते थे, विस्की एंड कॉन्यैक एंड गॉड नोज व्हाट, सिगार पीते थे. कैन आज अगर मान लीजिए, माय क्वेश्चन टू अर्चना मैम इज, आज अगर नरेंद्र मोदी is seen in the morning, in the evening, in that night with a glass of whiskey in his hand, would you like it, Archana ma'am?
No sir, definitely no.
But there is a survey in England, they asked who was the best prime minister of England. आज भी इंग्लैंड के लोग जो हैं वो कहते हैं विंस्टन चर्चिल.
Sir, it depends on the social background, that any person has. The interpretation then depends on that.
See, don't mind, but
if I was there in that society, maybe
see, Jawaharlal Nehru and Mahatma Gandhi were in company of a lot of women. If the same thing is done by Narendra Modi today, तो आप बैकग्राउंड की बात कर रहे हैं, इंग्लैंड का बैकग्राउंड, इंडिया के बैकग्राउंड की बात कर लेते हैं. तो क्या
that aspect of our leaders, I don't respect and approve that.
So that's what.
May I say something, Sumit? May I say something?
Yes. Oh, ma'am, don't have to ask me.
As teachers, we should not interpret morality. Okay. So, and I don't think the people of England who still claim Winston Churchill to be such a great prime minister is basically, they are talking about his contribution towards the Second World War. They are least interested as to what he was in his real life or what sort of a man he was. He really did not think much of the Indians, if we see it from our point of view.
Correct.
So I think
150% in agreement with you, Monica ma'am.
So morality is, number one, morality is interpretational. आपको जो moral लगता है वो मेरे को immoral लगता है and vice versa.
100% in agreement with you.
As teachers of history, I think we should, if we are talking about historical figures, we should actually, concentrate on their contribution towards history and not really talk about morality.
You are saying the contribution and not personal life. We should
No, we are not interested in a historical figure. What Mahatma Gandhi did in his personal life or what it was, theek hai, wo for a gossip session it is fine, but it's not a part of history.
Chaliye, I'll throw another question to you. Okay.
And if it is put in the class by a student, like definitely as a norm, which rules any society, like then what should we say to the children? We certainly can't approve these things because classes are setting certain, you know, order in the life of the students that we are touching. So even if we are approving such things, like personal approval is there, yeah, we can't actually say that in a class if it comes up.
So Archana ma'am, Monila ma'am, I am 200% in agreement with you. That what Monila ma'am said, that that Churchill ki to jo contribution Second World War mein hai, obviously people look at that and nothing else. 100%. And what did he thought about India, that let India go to hell, I don't care. Bengal mein jo famine hua, millions of people died in Bengal under his prime ministership. Who cares? Britishers don't care. हम ही नहीं करते, forget about them. Do we teach our students कौन सी क्लास में कौन से चैप्टर में ये पढ़ाया जाता है कि विंस्टन चर्चिल जब प्राइम मिनिस्टर थे तो बंगाल में फैमिन हुआ था तो मिलियंस ऑफ पीपल डाइड ड्यूरिंग सेकंड वर्ल्ड वॉर इन इंडिया? व्हिच चैप्टर? टेल मी. व्हिच क्लास? टेल मी. मोनिला मैम.
Exactly, that is what I'm saying. When we are talking about historical figures,
मैं तो पूछ रहा हूँ कि इंडियंस क्या अपने अपने
बच्चों इंडियंस भी नहीं करते हैं, बट एक्चुअली हमें जब हम पढ़ाते हैं तो हम वी डू क्रिटिसाइज, हम करते हैं अपने पर्सनल लेवल पे, बट इट्स नॉट समथिंग दैट इज सैंक्शनड बाय द एजुकेटर्स ऑफ द कंट्री.
Exactly my point is. Now, Monila ma'am, you raised a very good point. That why do we care about what Mahatma Gandhi did in his personal life, right? Very valid point raised by you. I will not even discuss about his personal life because I am in agreement with you. Let me talk about what Gandhi in professional life said in 1903. He said black people are troublemakers, very dirty, they are like animals. He was racist. When he was in South Africa, he was racist. It's a fact.
Yes, and there is another fact, Sumed, to take it from there, is that basically when we talk about Mahatma Gandhi's role in South Africa, it was basically nothing to do with apartheid or nothing to do with, it was just about, he was just protecting the rights of certain Indians.
South Asians, yeah. He was more concerned about South Asians.
Yeah, but so he was least interested in the blacks. So that
absolutely is correct, Monila ma'am. But जहां आपने मोरालिटी की बहुत एक अच्छी बात कही, एंड क्या मैं ये ओवरलुक करूं? दिस इज अ बिग डिलेमा. आई एम नॉट सेइंग आई डू दिस, आई एम जस्ट मैंने यहाँ पे सिर्फ फैक्ट्स रख रहा हूं. मैं ये नहीं कह रहा कि मैं ये क्लासरूम में करता हूं या मैं ये क्लासरूम में करूंगा या आप ये क्लासरूम में करो. These are the dilemmas of a history teacher which I am putting across to you all. And this is one of the dilemma, because Monila ma'am, Archana ma'am and others, these are the questions brought in by some eager students who study extra. They bring these things into the class. Because some of our students are very good students. They read newspaper. Gandhi ji ka jo ye outlook tha, this came in newspaper couple of years back, and it was a big news in South Africa. His idols were vandalized, his statues, sorry. So this is not me. Students are bringing this up. तो फैक्ट है ये. अब क्या कर सकते हैं? अब देखिए मैम, एक आयरनी यहाँ पे देखिए मोनिला मैम, गांधी जी ने ब्लैक लोगों के बारे में क्या कहा, मगर 1920s में मार्टिन लूथर visited Mumbai, and where Mahatma Gandhi, Martin Luther visited India. Whenever he visited India, I don't know, but he stayed at that place where Gandhi ji stayed. He wanted to stay at that place. और एक बहुत interesting बात, मैं तो गया हुआ, मैं अटलांटा गया था. There is a अटलांटा में जहाँ पे मौसोलियम है इनका, मार्टिन लूथर का, where is buried, very beautiful place in the middle of the fountain. Both husband and wife are buried. उनका नेटिव घर भी है वहां पे, पूरा हिस्टोरिकल पार्क बना रखा है वो. In the museum there is a separate section for Gandhi ji, because he considered Gandhi ji as his hero. And अभी आपने खुद ही बोला that he was not into anti-apartheid in South Africa, and his views are very much clear. And I'm not saying he was bad. Anybody can have their views in his younger age. Maybe he changed for good. Maybe when he came to India, he changed his outlook towards that community. Maybe, and he accepts also in his book, My Experiments with Truth, that, you know, I changed. I did all these things, they were bad, and I changed. That's why I like Mahatma Gandhi the most. Because Mahatma Gandhi, after all, was a human being who accepts the fact that I did certain things wrong, but I accept them, and now I'm a changed person. And I want everybody to be like that. So that's the beauty of man. और मैं अपने बच्चों को वही एस्पेक्ट पढ़ाता हूं कि सी यू आर क्रिटिसाइजिंग समबडी, but look at him as a human being who accepts that I did mistakes in life and changed. Can you do that? Be like him. So मैंने आपको पहले ही कहा था, गांधी जी इज माय हीरो. सो बट मेरी ड्यूटी बनती है, मेरे अंदर दिमाग के अंदर ये सब चीजें चलती हैं, that people ask me these questions, but then I have, as a teacher, have to, you know, interpret certain facts and come down to the level of the children and explain them कि नहीं ऐसा नहीं है. Maybe he changed. He accepts that he did, but he changed. Anyhow, let's move on. इसके बारे में तो आपको सबको पता ही है, very important figure. जल्दी से बताऊंगा. मोहम्मद अली जिन्ना. Interesting facts about him. Founder of Pakistan, secular. He was a secular person. He was a modern Muslim. He was a habitual smoker and drinker. लाहौर हाई कोर्ट में आज की तारीख में केस चल रहा है कि मोहम्मद अली जिन्ना वाज अ सुन्नी मुस्लिम, नॉट अ शिया ख्वाजा बोरा मुस्लिम, बट ही वाज अ ख्वाजा शिया बोरा मुस्लिम फ्रॉम गुजरात, who are very, very liberal. Half of their traditions are almost Hindu practices, and Muhammad Ali Jinnah was from that liberal, very liberal community from Gujarat. आज की तारीख में, just to have control over the Jinnah house in Bombay and Jinnah house in Karachi, Pakistani government have filed a case at Lahore High Court that Jinnah was not even Shia Muslim, he was a Sunni Muslim. क्योंकि वहां शियास को कुछ समझते ही नहीं है पाकिस्तान में, पहली बात. दूसरी बात, वो कहते हैं हमारे फाउंडिंग फादर जो है वो जिन्ना कैसे हो सकते हैं, सॉरी शिया कैसे हो सकते हैं, और वो भी शिया के अंदर ख्वाजा शिया, नॉट पॉसिबल. क्योंकि उनकी डॉटर ने केस फाइल किया हुआ है कराची हाई कोर्ट में कि जो बॉम्बे हाउस है एंड जो कराची हाउस है, they both should go to her because according to the Khwaja Shia Muslims, the property is given to the daughter equally. That is not there in Sunni Muslim tradition. So that's the reason that Pakistani government is trying to prove in the court that see Jinnah was अब मैं ये क्यों चीज आपको बता रहा हूँ, क्योंकि जब मोनिला मैम और कुसुम मैम और मैं और वी ऑल, सोनाली मैम, राशि मैम, सीमा, रीमा मैम, शेफाली मैम, आस्था मैम, हम सब जब ये चीज पढ़ाते हैं, जिन्ना को पढ़ाते हैं, तो हम जिन्ना को एक इवल बना देते हैं कि जिन्ना जी थे तो रिस्पॉन्सिबल थे पार्टीशन के लिए, और तो कुछ था ही नहीं, इनका इन्हीं की वजह से पाकिस्तान बना है. बट इफ यू टिक डीप, दैट इज नॉट द केस. But do we have a guts to say it openly? Look, there was a person, there was a politician who went to Pakistan, said उसका political career खत्म हो गया बेचारे का, when he said that Jinnah was not evil, because it's a fact. Another very important fact about Hitler. We all say Hitler responsible for Second World War, destruction of Germany, persecution of Jews and Polish, but वर्ल्ड वॉर में उनको, उनकी सर्विस के लिए उनको आयरन क्रॉस फर्स्ट क्लास मिला हुआ है. माइन कैम्प वाज अ बेस्ट सेलर. ही वाज अ ग्रेट जर्मन लीडर एंड ओरेटर, ब्रॉट जर्मनी बैक फ्रॉम इकोनॉमिक वूज, मिलिट्री वूज, मेड जर्मनी अ सुपर पावर, एन आर्ट क्रिटिक. हिज इंटरेस्ट increased when he became Führer. Hitler was a teetotaler, a non-smoker, a vegetarian. अगर मैं ऊपर की चीज हटा दूं और नीचे की चीजें बताने शुरू करूं तो somebody will say, अरे ये तो बहुत अच्छा बना है, somebody, ये तो हिटलर तो बहुत अच्छा इंसान है, अगर मैं ऊपर की चीजें हटा दूं. इट्स अ मैटर ऑफ फैक्ट. फैक्ट है ये, these are all facts, ऊपर भी और नीचे भी. हाउ यू, एंड he's made evil, यही है रिस्पॉन्सिबल सेकेंड वर्ल्ड वॉर का, बिकॉज ऑब्वियसली नेपोलियन ने बोला था हिस्ट्री वही लिखता है जो कि जीतता है. History has been written by victorious people. So obviously, Allied powers were victorious. So उन्होंने सारा का सारा हिटलर पे डाल दिया. Whereas we all know League of Nations failed. We all know about Munich Pact. We all know about the policy of France, Britain, and USA to promote Hitler so that he can defeat Soviet Russia at that time. We all know that. We all know that the Western allies did not do anything when Hitler attacked Poland or when Hitler attacked Austria-Hungary. We all know that. So who was responsible, who was not, we all know that within us, with facts. But NCERT की textbooks, tradition, this and that, वो सब आपको भी पता है. So as a history teacher, these are our dilemmas. It was very important for us too. And my hero is there with Hitler. My hero is Subhash Chandra Bose here. My hero is not Hitler. This is also fact. मेरा hero जाके Hitler से मिला for help to get help to liberate India from Britishers. मेरा enemy उस वक्त Britishers थे. ये भी fact है. My enemy was Britisher. My enemy was not Hitler. My enemy was not Japan. My enemy was not Italy at that time. My enemy was Britain, because what Britain did to India was horribly, horribly, horribly wrong. And that was, look at, I gave you example of Bengal famine. Millions of Indians died. They did nothing. तो ये सब facts को जब आप collect करते हो, तो as a history teacher, it is our responsible as a responsible history teacher, it is our duty to give. I'm not saying make hero out of Hitler. Hitler responsible था, Hitler evil था, Hitler ने Jews को और Polish people को persecute किया, Hitler ने काफी लोगों को मारा. That's a fact. Tell your students about that, but also tell them that others were also responsible. They are, and हमारी textbook इस तरीके से लिखी गई है कि only he is responsible and nobody else. Just like क्लास 10th में और 12th में बताया था कि गांधी जी की वजह से हमें इंडिपेंडेंस मिली और तो कोई था ही नहीं. Nobody knows about भगत सिंह और चंद्रशेखर आजाद. वो तो हीरो बन गए क्योंकि लेजेंडरी हो गए. Otherwise, how many people know beyond भगत सिंह and चंद्रशेखर आजाद और सुभाष चंद्र बोस? आप ही बता दीजिए. आप में से कोई अगर किसी ने आपने पूछा हो कि रेवोल्यूशनरीज के बारे में क्लास 12th में पूछा हो, तो कितने लोगों ने क्या बताया था? कोई शेयर करना चाहता है एक्सपीरियंस? मैं आपको बताता हूं, कोई एक भी नहीं नाम बता पाता. किसी ने आज तक उधम सिंह का नाम नहीं सुना. किसी ने आज तक प्रीतलता दास का नाम नहीं सुना. किसी ने आज तक बीकाजी कामा का नाम नहीं सुना. बीकाजी पूछो तो बोलते हैं बीकाजी कामा पैलेस दिल्ली में है, वहां पे दिल्ली में एक जगह है. किसी ने, फॉरगेट अबाउट, सबने अरविंदो घोष का नाम सुना, बट उनको ये नहीं पता कि वो रेवोल्यूशनरी थे. एनी एक्सपीरियंस कोई शेयर करना चाहता है इस बारे में? अदरवाइज वी मूव फर्दर. ओके, I think story is same. So there is another popular perception that history is a non-utility subject, which is completely wrong. It is a fact that certain importance is given to certain subjects in timetables, but according to me, things are changing. ये होता था, अब नहीं है. I have discussed this earlier. Things are changing. But things will change further if, as a history teacher, we will be able to successfully make our subject more interesting. There is another perception, and if I think आप लोग ही अभी जैसे एक और perception है, ये last line अगर आप देखें तो, the choices are influenced by gender and caste, class dimension. No, gender में आप देख लीजिए, आप इसी में देख लीजिए कि I am the only male teacher here, all are female. और आपकी क्लास में आप बता सकते हैं फीमेल मेल रेशियो, इफ एनीवन वांट टू शेयर. दैट्स अ फैक्ट. आई मीन मेरी क्लास में ज्यादातर फीमेल ही होती हैं. आप लोगों का क्या है फीडबैक इसके रिगार्डिंग?
सेम है, गर्ल्स ही आते हैं, few boys.
What is the situation in Lucknow, ma'am? Asta ma'am, Reema ma'am?
I've shared the feedback link. Please fill it up.
So for history, there are more girls, around 5 girls. So the strength of our branch is very, very low, sir. We have 8 students, and
But majority of them are girls, you're saying, na?
It's girls, yes, sir.
Yeah, so that's actually popular perception. And same is there in Delhi also. Archana ma'am wants to say something.
Same thing, sir. Very less boys in the class.
Yeah.
2 or 3 out of 17.
So ये एक थोड़ा सा ये popular perceptions हैं about history, you know, which needs to be broken. मैं जब क्लास 10th पढ़ाता था, अब तो नहीं पढ़ाता, जब पढ़ाता था तो I came across parents who used to say that, you know, हमारा बच्चा मैथ्स और साइंस की ट्यूशन पढ़ता है तो उसको दूसरे सब्जेक्ट्स को टाइम नहीं मिलता, सोशल साइंस, इंग्लिश और हिंदी आर द 3 सब्जेक्ट्स जो कि वो एक दिन पहले उठाता है एग्जाम के या 2 दिन पहले. सो ये एक पॉपुलर परसेप्शन होता था एंड वो कहते थे भैया क्लास 10th के बाद तो मेरे बच्चे ने छोड़ ही देना है सोशल साइंस, तो वो पढ़ के क्या करेगा. सो इसीलिए वी आर फोकसिंग ऑन साइंस एंड मैथ्स. These I have come across these parents. ये कोई मैं अपने आप से बना नहीं रहा. I think you would all agree with me on this. So ये एक popular perception है जिसको हमें break करना है as a teacher to make our subject more interesting. And those challenges can be taken up by, you know, by making our subject more interesting, because सबसे पहले ही students ये बोलते हैं the subject is boring and uninteresting. And the subject of history has no real life application or employment opportunities attached to it, which are completely wrong. At the end of the slide, we will be taking up that. और कौन से classroom challenges and constraint हैं? History is difficult to teach the subject because students are disinterested, so it is very difficult to teach. कई बार ऐसा होता है, we feel disoriented, we feel rejected. The students are not they are not they shows in or they behave in such a way that we get to know as a teacher, because we are experienced teachers, that they are not taking interest. Sometimes a topic is boring, no doubt about it, but it is our responsibility to, you know, catch the imagination of them, unko bandh ke rakhna. How let's see. Interactive and activity oriented teaching becomes difficult because large number of students in the class. जैसे मोनिला मैम के पास और कुसुम मैम के पास बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स हैं. They tell me that, you know, बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स हैं उनके पास. So obviously कई बार उनके तो पास 2-2 सेक्शंस भी हैं. हमारे यहाँ तो एक सेक्शन में सिर्फ कितने 15-20 maximum. So obviously teachers like Monila ma'am and Kusum ma'am, they face that challenge that, you know, there are too many students in the class and उसमें फिर सबकी attention gather करना becomes very difficult. Resource constraints होते हैं, lack of access to computers, internet, reference books, maps, especially maps. We don't have maps. एक टाइम था when I joined, नया मैंने join किया था, तब we used to have social science lab and we used to have maps of Mughal India, ancient India, and सब I don't know where they are now. And obviously 2 साल से तो अब online teaching ही कर रहे हैं. Obviously online teaching में तो हम map ले आते हैं, but those maps were very interesting. बड़े maps होते थे and वो सब चीजें थोड़ी lack कर रही हैं. Reference books भी हम जब स्कूल खुले होते थे तो you know लाइब्रेरी जाते थे तो स्टूडेंट्स के सामने वो बुक्स रख देते थे. So it was a good way of doing it. जब से ऑनलाइन टीचिंग आई है तो ये थोड़ा सा रिस्ट्रिक्शन हो गया हमारे को. Then teaching students with different skill sets and social economic background also create life difficult for us. ये होता है problems. These are natural problems. Then there is huge amount of syllabus to be covered. जैसे अभी हम डिस्कस ही कर रहे थे जब ज्वाइन किया था कि, you know, we are lacking in our syllabus because of various constraints. अभी 2 महीने की छुट्टी के लिए ब्रेक हो गया था because of COVID. So there is a huge amount of syllabus to be covered in a relatively short period of time. That's another very very challenging thing. And sometimes क्या होता है, हमारे पास काफी चीजें planned होती हैं activities, but we are not able to do it because we want to rush and finish our syllabus, especially in class 12th. Then volume of syllabus against that, again it's a related thing. It hinders the effective learning. process. A good teacher, history teacher is, who is aware of his aims and objective, teaches through knowledge of subject, makes subject interesting. He or she has knowledge of different methods, knowledge of regional history, aware of current events, and finally relate things with historical and present day context. Almost all these things, majority of these things have been covered. Methodology, abhi hum us pe aayenge. As far as activities are concerned, there are different types of activities. We can have word games, storytelling, quizzing, debates. Debates तो हम करते ही हैं क्लास में. Quizzes obviously आजकल हम Microsoft फॉर्म के वे में क्विजिंग करते हैं, एंड और भी बहुत सारे टूल्स आ गए हैं. There are word games which we do. We make a graphic depiction of certain things. हम mind mapping करते हैं. ड्रामेटिक ड्रामा अभी तो ऑनलाइन तो हम नहीं कर पाते, बट जब स्कूल खुले हुए थे तो ड्रामेटिक वे ऑफ, फॉर इंस्टेंस, I'll give a small example. While teaching feudalism, we can enact a scene from the court of a king where he is giving away land to a lord in return of the military service. तो वो पूरा process जो है, it can be shown in a dramatic way, or constituent assembly की debate को recreate किया जा सकता है class में. So there are certain things. महाभारत के कोई scene को dramatic way में show किया जा सकता है. So there are different ways. ये मैं आपको examples दे रहा हूँ जो हमारे students ने कई बार किया हुआ है class में. So from the experience I am telling you. Song. Now पहले मुझको लगता था कि song क्या है, song के through teach करना. But to my surprise, song के थ्रू टीच तो मैंने नहीं करा, बट टू माय सरप्राइज लास्ट टाइम दिस ईयर मेरी एक स्टूडेंट ने क्लास 12th के प्रोजेक्ट में एक सॉन्ग लिखा और उसको एंड शी sang टू द एक्सटर्नल हु केम, एंड उसने वो सॉन्ग बनाया था. द प्रोजेक्ट वाज ऑन डिस्ट्रेस क्लासेस इन इंडिया, एंड उस पर उसने एक सॉन्ग लिखा और गाया उसको. शी इज अ गुड सिंगर. So I'm not saying कि song के through teach किया जा सकता है, but sometimes student can also present something through singing. I have seen this in the case of Mahabharata also. People writing poetry on certain things. I've seen that students doing or in a musical form. So ये सब activities होती हैं जो which can be done, dance, drama or drama. Critical thinking, quizzes, ये तो common चीजें हैं जो हम करते ही हैं. Obviously we are all doing that and we should do that. What is not working, Sonali ma'am? अच्छा, link is not working. Okay. Visual presentation में for instance, ये तो आप सबको पता ही होगा. What is this picture? Anyone who wants to identify this picture?
बीवी का मकबरा.
Yes, absolutely correct, Sonali ma'am. This is बीवी का मकबरा. So these types of questions we can ask to the students. This building was built by Aurangzeb. This is also known as the poor man's Taj Mahal, built by Aurangzeb in the memory of his wife, I guess. They can write a newspaper column on it, or they can make a brochure on it. जैसे अब तो हम अभी तो because of COVID-19 we cannot go to, for instance, Humayun's tomb or Lal Killa, but then students can be shown this and asked can you make brochure, make something interesting for them, involve them. We have to involve them. Unless and until we don't involve them in the teaching, they would obviously not take interest. So it is very important as a history teacher to make us involve in student in every class. चाहे उनको debate form या उनसे कुछ views पूछो या questions पूछें या कुछ भी, any activity. Unless and until in our classroom the activity is lacking, there will be lack of interest by students. You can't help it. और ये कोई history का नहीं है. It is true to almost all subjects. माइंड मैपिंग के बारे में मैंने आपको बताया था. माइंड मैपिंग का एक एग्जांपल है ये. मेसोपोटामिया की जो पूरा चैप्टर है वो इस पूरे माइंड मैप में डाल दिया गया. कैन सी दैट. वर्ड गेम का मैंने आपको बताया था. वर्ड गेम ऑब्वियसली इसके अंदर जो है डिफरेंट वर्ड्स ढूंढने के लिए, ये तो सिर्फ एक इंटरनेट से कॉपी किया हुआ वर्ड गेम है. इसके अंदर आप लोग हिस्ट्री, हड़प्पा से रिलेटेड डिफरेंट साइट्स और बुद्धिज्म के टेक्निकल वर्ड्स कुछ भी इसमें इंसर्ट कर सकते हैं. सो दिस इज समथिंग व्हिच इज वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग एंड वेरी इंफॉर्मेटिव. कई बार स्टूडेंट्स कहते हैं कि हमें डिफिकल्टी होती है टू लर्न सर्टेन वर्ड्स इन बुद्धिज्म और हड़प्पा की डिफरेंट साइट्स और probably any certain facts from different chapters. So they can be put in a word game and आप 20 words डाल सकते हैं, 10 डाल सकते हैं, 15 डाल सकते हैं. आप पे है. And you can ask them to look for those words. They will enjoy it. And we have done this. This is something which is very interesting, and I bet आप लोगों ने भी ये किया होगा. These are the few methods which I use. I would be honest enough to tell you that I don't use each and every method in every class. It is not possible due to paucity of the time. But if we can use it frequently or often, it would be good. For instance, lecture method. Obviously, every teacher uses lecture method. I think we all can agree on that, history teachers like to lecture. But it should be interactive. Discussion method, where you throw something at student, a question or something to ponder about, ask them, discuss, tell them to discuss amongst themselves or discuss in the class. Obviously, in the class of 60, Monila ma'am cannot ask everybody. सब बोलेंगे तो उनका पूरा टाइम क्लास ही निकल जाएगा. So she can pick 5 random students and ask them to discuss and point out their view. और मेरे केस में I think 18-19 होते हैं, तो obviously I can also pick 4 or 3 randomly. Dramatization method online teaching में थोड़ा difficult हो जाता है, but it is a very interesting method as I discussed with you. जो मैंने आपको बताया था, dramatic way of doing it. Project method, this is what we are doing. Project method तो हम करते ही हैं class 12th में और 11th में. You all know in detail about that method. Source based method, obviously ये भी हम कर ही रहे हैं in the form of question answers. अब तो CBSE ने और source based question डाल दिए हैं, जिसमें वो केस स्टडीज डालते हैं and then उनके बारे में पूछते हैं multiple choice questions. Demonstration method, basically this method is primarily used in science, but we can also demonstrate certain things to the students. Any particular anyone who would like to explain on what demonstration method is, और अगर आपने इसको use किया demonstration method को कभी class में, किसी ने कभी किया है ये method use class में?
Yes sir, it is a kind of role play which I do with the students.
Yes. So I feel that it is successful in making students understand things.
Yeah, definitely it makes difference. First of all, though, it becomes a fun activity for the students, and I do it in 2 ways. One is that I tell them that you will be teaching this subtopic. So, then they try to explain it in their own way, but don't leave anything. And some others are there, students are there, they will find out the, loopholes which was in the teaching. Second is that they do a kind of role play enactment. 2-3 characters are taken and then they role play. I did that even in Peasant Zamindar and the State, because that chapter was difficult and the students were able to do that. Then some of the students, they brought the pictures of Rehet hota hai na, wo uske andar hai, in that. So it was a good method. What you mean by demonstration, if you could please explain? This is what I do.
I basically, demonstration is usually demonstrated by the teacher.
I guess, sir, may I intervene? May I interrupt?
Yes, yes, go ahead.
Yes, sir. So, demonstration may I mean, I usually sometimes demonstrate, of course, the bipedalism. That is, of course, we are all bipedal, and then the quadrips. Don't, not that I used to walk on my four, but bent back, especially in the very first chapter, class 11. Sometimes I have demonstrated that, and also class 12, just make we talk about salutations, right? जैसे हम दरबार में जाते हैं, so there are different types of salutations stated in the book. So with that, yes, I do tell them and demonstrate them.
Yes, so I agree with you. Demonstration method में basically teacher demonstrate form of visual audio और experiment. Science के teachers उसको experiment दिखाते हैं, demonstrate करते हैं students को, या फिर visual representation of something by a teacher, like for instance you rightly pointed out positive feedback mechanism का example जो आपने दिया, उसमें हम दिखाते हैं, या demonstration method में आपको एक small clip play कर सकते हो to make them understand what we are talking about. It's a very effective way of teaching. I'll show you project method. ये हुआ group का होता है या individual होता है. Discussion method we have discussed. Demonstration method, dramatization method ये हो गया, very effective way of teaching. Source based method ये हो गया. मैं तो अपनी क्लास में बच्चों को source based में sources दिखाता हूँ, primary sources दिखाता हूँ. In fact, I show them the paintings painted by the various travelers who visited India. I have huge collection of library books with me in my library, especially of the travelers and primary sources. So मैं उनको वो दिखाता हूँ. Online में थोड़ा difficult हो जाता है, but I try to manage by scanning it and show it to them. So it's a very interesting way of sources में क्या होता है ना कि आप एक होता है किसी ने बुक लिखी on the basis of certain source, एक होता है कि आप उस source को ही directly student को दिखा दो. So in a way, discussing about sources in the class is something which I find very interesting, because उसमें मैं I can go beyond the scope which is there in the textbook, because I can discuss more things with them which are mentioned in the sources. I can go overboard too, and this is demonstration method where you show a proof or evidence. जैसे मैंने बताया था science में ये ज़्यादा effective होता है, but हिस्ट्री में भी आप दिखा सकते हो, ज्योग्राफी के टीचर्स दिखाते हैं, बट हिस्ट्री में भी ये दिखाया जा सकता है. जैसे फॉर इंस्टेंस आप हिस्ट्री में ये दिखा सकते हैं कि जैसे कुसुम मैम ने इज टीचिंग आर्कियोलॉजी एंड fossils, and she goes into the ground and buries certain things in different places in the ground, and then ask the students to dig them out and interpret those things, and to basically try to tell them that this is how archaeology works. So that is way of demonstration method. Or learning by doing bhi ho sakta hai wo. Assignment method, we all know about it, very important. Obviously criteria, judgment, सब पता चलता है, फीडबैक हमारे को उसी से पता चलता है कि बच्चे को समझ में आया कि नहीं आया. वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. यस कुसुम मैम, आई एम वेरी, इसीलिए मैं बहुत जल्दी आगे जा रहा हूँ. इंडक्टिव एंड डिडक्टिव मेथड होता है, डिस्कवरी ऑफ फैक्ट्स, एंड डिडक्टिव होता है प्रेजेंटेशन ऑफ स्टेटमेंट. टीचिंग रिसोर्सेज में we can use graphic novels, video documentaries, timelines, textbooks, films, resource books, encyclopedia, photographs, artifacts, historical documents. Historical monuments पे ले जा सकते हैं, works of art, history websites. Then we have these are the activities which we can do, these are the more activities which we can do. जल्दी से बताऊंगा, explain नहीं करूंगा. Writing storyboard, writing obituaries, combination of role plays, mind mapping, library studies, games, field trips, panel discussions, and all. In fact, एक बहुत interesting चीज होती है, आप उनको question paper बनाने को बोलो students को. This is the best way of we give them this activity and they'll love it. ये सब चीजें हमने डिस्कस कर ली हैं. I'll straight away come to professional prospects and I'll wind up, Kusum ma'am. So there are क्यों करना चाहिए हिस्ट्री, एक तो आपको बता दिया क्यों पढ़ना चाहिए, बट अब प्रोफेशनल एस्पेक्ट्स क्या है. कल को राशि मैम से पेरेंट आके बोलता है भाई मैं हिस्ट्री क्यों पढ़ाऊं अपने बच्चे को, तो व्हाट विल शी आंसर? शी विल से he can become or she can become a historian, a teacher, a civil servant, an archaeologist, anthropologist, म्यूजियम क्यूरेटर्स, लिंग्विस्ट. म्यूजियम क्यूरेटर्स आप लोगों को पता ही है, ये कोई छोटे मोटे लोग नहीं होते. म्यूजियम क्यूरेटर्स अब्रॉड अर्न्स इन मिलियंस ऑफ डॉलर्स. आर्ट हिस्टोरियंस अर्न्स इन मिलियंस ऑफ डॉलर्स. अगर मान लीजिए आप एक आर्ट हिस्टोरियन है और आपको एक किसी पेंटिंग को आपको जज करना है कि ये कितने की होगी इंटरनेशनल मार्केट में, उसका कुछ एक पर्टिकुलर शेयर भी आपको मिलता है if it is sold in millions of dollars. So they earn in earn good money, art historians and museum curators. You can become a journalist, you can do psychology, school counselor, a designer, a CEO of a company, an entrepreneur, an economist. You can become a chef, you can become an environmentalist, you can become an actor, a filmmaker, writer, editor. You can do sociology, you can be a lawyer, a politician, a librarian, an archivist. These are few examples. You can be anything. Yes, you cannot be a doctor or an engineer, but the scope is very wide after doing history, because history is a subject which is a very happening course, and being an engineer or a doctor, it limits your scope, whereas being a humanities student, it widens your scope, and you can earn a lot. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है कि पैसा कम है. I know so many of my students who are earning so much of money by doing MUNs, by running NGOs, and so on and so forth, just being students. मैं तो अभी ये कह ही नहीं रहा कि उनको नौकरी लगी है. Just by being students, they are earning so much. So imagine जब वो काम करने लगेंगे तब कितना earn करेंगे. So I will wind up now, and because Sonali ma'am has to present. Thank you all for bearing with me and listening to me this again, and that's it. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, sir. It was really a wonderful session, and very analytical and interactive. I would say that a lot of research has been done by you, and that will definitely enhance our proficiency also. Our gratitude to you, sir, for sparing your time and enlightening us with your experience. Thanks a lot. Now I would request everyone to please turn on your cameras. We would like to have a group picture. Thank you. It looks so nice to see everybody.
Ma'am, actually my camera is not working, so.
Can anyone else also take picture? I will also take in large gallery. You can take. Oh, sorry, again gone. Please turn on again, once again. Everybody. Thank you so much. So we are meeting at 11 now, right? Till then, I think we can have a short break, and the link will be the same. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.